Hello there. Welcome back. Wow, what a life we live, eh? If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Joe Allen, and I'm a musician from Colorado. But if you've been with me for some time, I know some of you have been following me for up to 10 years. A few of you. Others of you, maybe a year or however long it's been. And I just wanted to check in because this is the time, like all the other whatever aside, I just wanted to say thank you. And also check in with you on a human level, because I think I want to get to know you better. I want you to know me better. Who is Joe Allen? I'm a human being, of course, a man. I was born in Glenwood Springs, Colorado in 1988, so that makes me 32 now. And I started playing music when I was 8 years old, technically 7 if you want to be specific. I did first play the violin at 7, but I didn't really get it until 8, I was taking lessons. And then I went from violin to singing later on in high school. I sang in the high school choir. And around that time, there was a lot of pain going on for my sister and I and our family. Our parents were getting divorced. And a lot of things changed for me then. I was very isolated at the time at our parents' house because my mother and sister had left. I had time there, and I noticed at that time in my life, I was no longer playing the violin very much. I wasn't even playing very much guitar or singing. That changed as time went on, and I made my first record that was titled A Cup of Joe Allen in 2007. But years had elapsed, and I ended up coming back to my hometown after a brief stint in college where I met some really amazing people, but really just learned that what I wanted to do with my life was music. And, that's kind of where it all started, this whole journey you see here. You'll see my first video that I posted was from 2010 on this channel. And a lot of its views were because of my cousin, Robin, so thank you, Robin. She said, 1,000 of those have got to be me at least. So yeah, and I started to become known in the Paonia music community as Joe Allen, and in 2012, moved with my girlfriend, Isa, who's also an amazing musician. She lives in Boulder now. We moved to Boulder ourselves at that time, and the music kind of stagnated from there. I mean, our band was really good, and we could have gone places. In fact, Isa and I had the opportunity to go to Australia in 2014, which is awesome. But sorry, my story is going to get a little long-winded there. But I wanted to talk to you on a more personal level, just to let you know more who I am. So after her and I split up, kind of went into a more internal period, and I was very creative, and I made some interesting music, but I was also not in a good space, mentally and emotionally. Which brings me to my next point is I want you to know more about, sometimes I make all these videos where I'm really smiley and making all this stuff. But I was just talking to a friend earlier and had a really good conversation with him. And he did notice that, some of my older videos, if you look back like 6 months ago, there's a difference in my countenance, And I'll be honest with you, my state of mind is a lot better now than it was, but it's one day at a time, as you know. And in my life, I have struggled with depression and anxiety and thoughts of suicide when things were just so painful. I felt like I couldn't get out. Sometimes life is just so hard. You wake up and you don't want to do anything but stare at the wall or something. But, what I found right now is just that the universe is always here for you. I don't know what you believe. You might be an atheist, or maybe you are a Muslim or a Buddhist or agnostic. Not sure. But that part is kind of irrelevant. It's relevant to you, and I respect it fully. But I just want to say that, the universe, the source, if you will, that energy is always here for you. And when you connect with it, then all those fears and worries can be let go of. But I know from experience when I'm in the thick of it, and I was running from my pain, and numbing myself, like I would numb myself with alcohol, pornography, various substances, and I consider them all in a lot of ways in the same boat, and not to discount anything you may be struggling with, but when you're of a more sober mind and you're more clear and you're able to look and just be like, how do I feel today? How do I really feel? People would ask me over the years, how you doing? And I'd always say, good, great, fine. And, one of my friends one time actually challenged that, and thank you, Julian, just to be like, are you? And at the time, no, probably not. But so why am I telling you all this? Because life is hard, and sometimes it feels like there's no respite from it, from the struggle. But I truly believe that we are infinite, and that if we can but let these things go, we can enter into that state of infinite awareness that everything is going to be okay, and that things are always working out for you. And if you really know and believe that, if you can just feel it right now, you can even say it. It feels so good to know that things are always working out for me. And I get that from the Abraham Hicks stuff, so you should definitely check out Abraham Hicks. A lot of the talks that just, to connect you with source, because it's free. The energy is always there for you. It's chi, right? If you like my dear friend Jessica taught me about qigong, how to, when you cultivate your energy, it's yoga, whatever, all these different practices. It's the same thing though. There is free energy all around. So if you're feeling bogged down, then tap into your energy. Like, take a second, turn everything off, maybe sit down or lay down or do a yoga pose or something, or just lay flat down on the floor and just breathe and just center in and start to focus and picture letting go with those breaths. Anyways, this wasn't a video to give you advice. It was more just to talk to you. Because like I said, who is Joe Allen and what is this channel? It's music. I am a musician. I am music. Like, I need music. And I'm also a human being just like you. And, so just to know a little bit more about me. So years later, like I said, from after moving from Boulder, I ended up moving back here home to Paonia, a place that truly feels like home to me. And it's the people here and the mountains and all of it, but it's also a state of mind, of just to feel like I'm safe, I'm where I want to be, or maybe I'm intentionally choosing to be here now. And so my dear friends, thank you for following me and for cherishing this music as much as I do, because without you, it would only exist for me, which would be fine, but the reason I share it is so that we can all enjoy it, and I hope it does help a little bit. So anyways, I just wanted to share all this with you because it's on my heart. And I haven't necessarily shared any songs specifically, but I do have some art in the works that will be covering some of these topics a little more, because our shadow work is so important. We are light and shadow. We are duality, right? We have our day and our night. But I just want to tell you, if I can feel this way today, in this moment, if I can do it, if I can find that self-love or that self-forgiveness, whatever you want to call it, you totally can. And you probably already have. A lot of people watching have been the people that have helped me along the way. And that's another thing. If you're feeling alone, take a deep breath and know that there's always help for you. Even if you are all alone and have no way to reach out to anyone, Source is here for you. You can just tap right in, and let it go and just say, just surrender it. And you can reach out to me. You could email me. There's a link. It's joeallenmusic@gmail.com. I'd love to get to know you, especially if you're someone who is enjoying this music. I don't need the likes and comments and the subscribes and all that. I'd rather just hear from you. Please do email me, joeallenmusic@gmail.com. Anyways, this is getting a little longer than I thought it would, but it's all from the heart. And thanks once again for listening and hanging there. And more than that, you can do it. And thank you for helping me. And let's each lift each other up and have an amazing day. Thank you.